Cryptocurrencies have taken the world by storm in the past few years. From merchants to investors, everyone is talking about the tremendous potential of cryptocurrencies. But what exactly is cryptocurrency? How does it work? Is it a safe investment? To answer this and all the questions that are popping in your mind, we have decided to talk about what cryptocurrency really is. For beginners, we will be talking about everything you need to know about cryptocurrency. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to get notified of our new videos. Now let's dive into the video. What is cryptocurrency? Cryptocurrency is a form of digital or virtual money that is meant to be used as a form of exchange. It is very similar to traditional money, but does not have a physical form. Cryptocurrency functions through the use of cryptography. One of its features is a cap on the number of units that can exist. For instance, Bitcoin has a limit of 21 million units, and after that, no more Bitcoins will be created. It is also easy to verify money transfers because the cryptographic algorithms used by Bitcoin make it easy to ascertain the validity of a transaction. Additionally, cryptocurrencies are decentralized and operate independently of a bank or central regulatory body. New Bitcoins can only be created when certain conditions are satisfied. For instance, in the case of Bitcoin, miners are rewarded with the cryptocurrency when they successfully add a block to the blockchain. This is the only way new Bitcoins can be generated. But why was cryptocurrency created and who created it? Let's talk about the story behind its creation. In 2009, Satoshi Nakamoto, a developer, created and launched the first cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. He wanted to develop a system that would enable users to make and receive transactions quickly without relying on any other party. This would grant users the freedom to transfer money to anyone they wanted. All they needed was their phone, the recipient's address, and they could send assets in an instant without having to go through a bank or the government. Cryptocurrency is essentially a secure code that is stored in one's smartphone or computer and holds some form of value. When one needs to pay someone, they can easily send it with their mobile device and it will be delivered with haste. Cryptography is a technique of using encryption and decryption to protect communication from interference by malicious third parties. It makes use of complex algorithms, such as SHA-256, the same hashing algorithm utilized by the Bitcoin network. It also requires the use of a public key, which is a user's digital identity that is shared with others, and a private key, which is the user's digital signature that must be kept confidential. So what makes cryptocurrency so special? Firstly, when it comes to transactions, there are little to no cost associated. With a digital wallet, you'll know that when you transfer money to your bank account, you won't be losing any money. Access to funds is available 24/7, so you don't have to worry about going to your bank at odd hours to withdraw money. Furthermore, there are no restrictions on purchases, so anyone can use Madras. Now let's talk about a normal Bitcoin transaction. First, the transaction information is used to determine who to send Bitcoin to and how much. This data is then converted into a hash using the SHA-256 algorithm. To prove the user's identity, their private key is used to sign the output from the hashing algorithm using a signature algorithm. This signed output is then broadcasted over the network to be verified. To do this, the sender's public key is employed and miners check to make sure the transaction is legitimate. For example, if you want to open a bank account, you must go through the process of filling out paperwork and providing necessary documentation. This can be sidestepped by using cryptocurrencies. International transfers are also much quicker when using cryptocurrencies. Whereas traditional wire transfers can take up to a half day to complete, cryptocurrencies can take only minutes or even seconds. What's the crypto in cryptocurrencies? Cryptography is a technique of using encryption and decryption to protect communication from interference by malicious third parties. It makes use of complex algorithms, such as SHA-256, the same hashing algorithm utilized by the Bitcoin network. It also requires the use of a public key, which is a user's digital identity that is shared with others, and a private key, which is the user's digital signature that must be kept confidential. Now let's talk about a normal Bitcoin transaction. First, the transaction information is used to determine who to send Bitcoin to and how much. This data is then converted into a hash using the SHA-256 algorithm. To prove the user's identity, their private key is used to sign the output from the hashing algorithm using a signature algorithm. This signed output is then broadcasted over the network to be verified. To do this, the sender's public key is employed and miners check to make sure the transaction is legitimate. After that, the transaction and several others are added to the blockchain, where they can no longer be changed. Today, we'll look at two popular cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin and Ether. Blockchain technology is the foundation of Bitcoin, a decentralized digital currency. All transactions are conducted through a peer-to-peer network that is not controlled by any one central authority. Let's talk about Ether. The Ethereum network is set to accept Ether as payment. Additionally, it has designed an open-source framework for creating and implementing decentralized apps powered by blockchain technology. Now let's talk about the similarities. Bitcoin and Ether are currently the most dominant digital currencies in the market, accounting for the majority of the total cryptocurrency market capitalization. Both of these digital assets utilize blockchain technology, which involves the recording of transactions in digital blocks and forming a chain of these blocks wherein data cannot be altered. Currency generation is achieved through a process recognized as proof of work, which is a type of mathematical puzzle, the solution to which is required before a block can be added to the blockchain. The widespread use of these cryptocurrencies is a global phenomenon, with Bitcoin and Ether now being accepted as forms of payment in some countries. Now let's talk about the differences with Bitcoin. Ether is a form of cryptocurrency used on the Ethereum network, similar to traditional currency in the real world. It can be used for real-world transactions, as well as automatic and programmable transactions, which are triggered when certain conditions are met. In comparison, Bitcoin transactions are manual and must be carried out by the user. Ether provides a more efficient and secure way of managing transactions between users. A Bitcoin transaction takes around 10 minutes to be added to its blockchain, while a transaction with Ether is usually completed within 20 seconds. This is because Ethereum does not require the use of a blockchain to facilitate its transactions. Ether, like money for real-world transactions, is used to power the Ethereum network and real-world transactions. It acts as the fuel for the Ethereum network, allowing it to facilitate both of these services. This is why Ether transactions are much faster than Bitcoin transactions, as they do not require the same amount of processing power and time. Now, there is a limit to how many Bitcoins can exist: 21 million Bitcoins, a figure which will likely be reached by 2140. Ethereum, in comparison, is expected to last a long time and will not exceed 100 million units. When it comes to usage, Bitcoin is used for goods and services transactions, while Ethereum utilizes blockchain technology to create a ledger that triggers a transaction when a certain condition is met. In order to hash Bitcoin, an algorithm called SHA-256 is used, while Ethereum is hashed with EG-hash. As of July 23, 2018, one Bitcoin is worth $7,668 USD, and one Ether is worth $464. Now, what's the future of cryptocurrencies? The world is sharply divided when it comes to cryptocurrencies. While some, such as Bill Gates, Al Gore, and Richard Branson, advocate for their superiority over traditional currencies, others, like Nobel Prize-winning economists Warren Buffett, Paul Krugman, and Richard Shiller, vehemently oppose them, referring to them as a Ponzi scheme and a tool for criminal activity. Because the link between cryptocurrencies and terrorist attacks has become more apparent, it is likely that regulation and anonymity will come into direct conflict in the future. Governments will want to control cryptocurrencies and the way they are used, whereas the primary purpose of cryptocurrencies is to keep users anonymous. Predictions suggest that by 2030, cryptocurrencies could account for up to 25% of the world's total money supply, meaning more people will be trusting cryptocurrencies as a method of payment. This will lead to more merchant acceptance and increased volatility, with prices continuing to fluctuate as they have in recent years. Now the question that arises is, how can we buy cryptocurrency? If you want to buy, sell, and store cryptocurrency, there are many different cryptocurrency exchanges available in the form of apps and software. All you need to do is create an account on an exchange, transfer money from your bank account to your exchange account, and start buying cryptocurrency. Some of the most popular exchanges are Finance, Coinbase, and eToro. Additionally, it is important to have a cryptocurrency wallet to make sure your transaction is secure. We suggest using the Exodus software wallet. However, there are also hardware wallets such as Ledger which offer extra security for your cryptocurrency. Cryptocurrencies can be bought and sold at any time, and they can be sent to anyone in a matter of seconds. However, the way new cryptocurrencies enter the market is through a process known as mining. This is when miners use powerful computers to solve mathematical problems and algorithms. Once these codes are solved, miners are rewarded with crypto coins, such as Bitcoin or Ethereum. Even though mining sounds easy, it is an extremely difficult, complicated, and time-consuming process. Mining is a process in which miners help to add blocks to the blockchain in order to facilitate transactions. By adding one block to the chain, miners may receive up to 6.25 Bitcoins as a reward. You still have some questions about cryptocurrency? Let us know in comment section. That's all for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you want to hear more videos from our channel, subscribe and make sure to turn on the bell icon.